So far, so good. I apologise that I don't know Svenska that well at all. My wife gives me a lot of lessons. She gave me a lesson the other day. We were walking along and she saw her friend who she hadn't seen for ages, and she produced this noise that all you Swedes do. She just kind of, nämen, like that kind of the highest pitched noise. And I thought I'd stepped on a dog's foot or something. I was like, nämen, fy fan. It's like a little ninja jumping from the bushes, kind of, nämen. And I really freaked me out. And her wife, my wife's friend, she kind of looked back at my wife because my wife had gone, nämen. And my wife looked back and she was like, nämen. So I had like the nämen remix.
What has been your biggest achievement in life, like in life, personal life, and as a comedian? So it's going to be like two different answers.
Having children, I didn't have them, but I helped make them. Having such a great wife. Stand-up wise, 2011 I won the best male stand-up here in Sweden, and that was chosen by my peers, you know, so that was a real massive pat on the back from Swedish comedians. The last one was the SVT special, because it played at 22:30 on a Friday night here, and I was in New Zealand having my breakfast while it played. And I was looking at my phone and all these messages were coming through. It was pretty overwhelming, to be honest. It was like people loving the show, but I was like on the other side of the world. It was like giving birth outside my body. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I like the way you went, kind of. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So, I think those things comedically, but, you know, best of all is family, you know.
You don't let people off trains before getting on, do you? You just get on. It's a really weird head thing to work out. Because normally, around the world, they go, oh, train's here, there you go, enjoy your journey, it's been good. We'll get on now, shall we? Not here, fy fan. They wait, they measure where the doors are. They know exactly where they're going to open, and there's a whole family behind a guy called Leffe. They're like, vänta nu, Leffe, vänta nu. Then the doors open, there's a little old lady waiting to get off with a rollator. Beautiful svensk word, rollator. It sounds like a Game of Thrones character, doesn't it? I am Hodor, I am rollator. I shall meet you in Västerås.
Have you ever hesitated along the way of becoming a comedian or thought that you had chosen wrong?
Oh, yeah. You become like a joke salesperson in a way, like you're going to different towns with this suitcase of ideas, you know, here we go. And after a while you think, is this all worth it? What am I doing? And also the times we're living in now, I don't want to go up on stage and talk about Trump. I don't want to talk about politics. You don't have a conversation during the day at the moment without that word coming out. So I think when people sit down and watch what I do, I want them to be taken away from that world. They've come to the show, they've probably booked a babysitter, they want to laugh. There's no better feeling than saying something that's in your head. You look down and somebody's like rocking backwards and forwards. It's just amazing. So to answer your question that you asked 20 minutes ago, yeah, of course, I doubt. If you're not doing this, if you don't have any self-doubt in being a comedian, you shouldn't be a comedian. You should doubt everything you do, really, because once you get too confident, once you think, oh, I've got this, it just bites you on the ass.
What would you be if you weren't a comedian?
When I was at school, I wanted to be a horse racing commentator. But my teacher said you don't have good enough English or maths to do it. So I was like, okay, good way to slam me down. I think I've got a very low ego, but to do comedy, you have to have some kind of ego, to walk on stage and believe that the nonsense in your head is enough for people to buy a ticket. I think most comedians are like that. You get to a point where you just can't work in the real world. It's like I'm just not used to people telling me what to do. Yeah. So if someone said, "Hey, move those tables and those chairs," I'd be like, why don't you do it? You know, so I've got to keep looking and finding stuff out, or else I'm doomed. My family are doomed.
What makes you laugh?
My children, my daughter the other day, she said that I was boring. And I was like, whoa, okay. And then my son said, he tried to calm the situation, was like, what is she trying to say? Is you're not boring, but your TV program you did was boring. I was like, okay, you know. So Swedes make me laugh as well, like queuing up and things like that, and how the elbows come out. I'm from this world of opening doors for people, and they don't really do that here, but they're not worried about it. If you walk past, open the door slams in there, it's like that happens. Yeah. And they move on. But if I'm the one getting the door slammed in my face, I'm like carrying around, I'm meeting people, talking about it, you know. Yeah, overthinking. There was a thing the other day where the queue was going one way and then they split, you know, they started another thing in another checkout. So this woman came across from her queue, but cut, you know, I think I had my daughter in the pram, kind of walked into the pram. I was like, okay, so you're moving? She was like, yeah. Like really like nothing, no emotion, just, yeah, this is what I'm doing, deal with it, you know. So, you know, she just went on, she did her shopping, but I'm talking to my daughter the whole way, you know, home going, did you see that? And she's like, you really are boring. See, that could be a bit of stand-up, folks.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. How is the Swedish audience for a comedian performing in English?
Up north, they can be a bit quiet. I try to be very interactive with my stand-up. That's really important for me. There's this kind of reputation that the comedian just goes, hey you, what's wrong with your face? You know, and I really don't like when I see that happen, because why would you come and pay a ticket to have that done to you? In Britain, you're lower status as a comedian. The audience are higher than you, whereas I think it's a bit different here. I think people think, oh, it's the comedian, they must be good. I did a show in Bedford in England, and they're all electricians, and I was doing the show, and then there's people at the front were going, you're awful, you're terrible, get off. And then I said to the person, is there any way of getting out of here without walking through them? She said, I'm so sorry, you're going to have to walk through them. So I was walking through them, and people were like, you know when they bring a murderer into court? It was literally people were trying to drag me into, it was, and then you get on the train afterwards and you're shaking and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, you know. So thankfully I haven't had one of those for a few years now, especially not in Sweden.
No.
I think if that happened in Sweden, the person would probably lose their job and they'd have to write an email and
and all their mates will know, like, oh,
and they'll probably look after your children for a month. There'll be some kind of punishment like that, you know.
What is next in the near or not so near future for Alpitcher?
The near future is I'm going to have some coffee. I've got a show called Svadia Syndrome. It's on sale now, but it starts in October. I start in New York, actually. I do New York, London. We're going to go to Reykjavik, Amsterdam, Umeå. All the big towns. That's the brand new show. So if you've seen anything before that, it's all going to be gone. Keep trying to be funny, I think. That's the aim.
Yeah.
And then conquer the world.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Tack så mycket.
Tack så mycket. Thank you for coming. I knew it was going to be a great night because we saw some really, really beautiful birds on the way here.
Come to me, for I am Al. I am Al, the bird speaker. Walk towards me. It's coming, it's coming. Come here, for I have word from the birdland. Come closer.
What I wonder is, why didn't you mention them in the show?
The birds.
Yeah. The who? The birds.